Hello, my name is Nollaig Heffernan and I'm going to discuss a little bit about vision and strategy in your business. So when you speak to a business consultant, they're often going to say to you as a business, what's your vision? What is it you're trying to achieve? What's your long goal? Have you created your 5-year plan? Have you created a 10-year plan? Do you know in what direction you need your business to go in or want your business to go in? And interestingly, despite many businesses performing very, very well, that's not always as obvious to the people in the business as it should be. And it's important as a business owner, as a unit manager, that the people in your team understand where the business is going and what your vision is for the future. Now, because it's kind of an abstract idea and it's thinking down the line, so you don't necessarily know the ins and outs of what's happening, a lot of people find it very difficult to articulate that. And one of the best ways I've come across in my work to articulate that is using Simon Sinek's golden circle. And that's represented here. It looks pretty much like a bullseye board. And the great way of thinking about your vision and strategy using the golden circle is it breaks down what your business looks like. So on this outside area here, this is what you do every day. This is the what of your business, okay? And the what, it's obvious, you have to do a big volume of it. And we talk about it because we do it every day. So in a milking system, in a dairy system, that would be milking the cows, feeding the cows, all of the things that are involved in the business. That's the what. And that's what we talk about a lot of the time. When you try to strip it down and find out, well, why are you doing it? Why do you do this? Why are you doing it the way you're doing it? That's a lot more difficult because you've got to strip back the layers a little bit. And that's in here. Now, I'm going to leave the middle section for a moment because I want to describe, I'm going to take an idea because it's much easier I'm going to take an example. It's much easier to describe this idea, which can often seem abstract. For example, farming. Why do you farm? So your why could be, I'm farming the way I farm because I want to have a viable business, and because I have pride in farming, because I want to leave from a succession point of view, I want to leave something. I don't want to be the generation that loses the farm, or I don't want the next generation to go out of farming. I want to create a business that's enjoyable to work in. I want to earn a revenue stream for my lifestyle, for my pastimes, for the other things that I enjoy. So I don't necessarily enjoy farming, but it provides a revenue stream for the other things I want to do. So that's your why. Okay, now when you're very clear about what your why is, it makes it much easier not to be distracted. It makes it much easier to commit to the business, because on those days when things aren't going well, maybe you're hit with a lot of animal health, maybe world milk price isn't where you need it to be, maybe climate issues within Australia are causing lots of problems for you, maybe you're finding it difficult to find staff to come into your business and you're really feeling depressed and run down about the whole system. When you understand why you're there, that can bring you back on track and give you some focus. It's a little bit like that lighthouse guiding you through the rocky waters. So understanding your why is really valuable. Now, the how you do it is through dairy farming. Okay, so the how is actually what you're doing, what you are working as. That's the dairy farm. So if I broke that down and say, why am I farming? Why am I here to create a lifestyle for my family? How am I doing it? Through a dairy business. And what am I doing? Well, all of the things that help to create a robust dairy business. Maybe I would look at it in my role as a consultant, looking at employees. Why do I need employees? Why do I need employees? I want to add time into my roster, but what does that time signify? It allows me to do other things. It allows me to expand. It allows me to work on work I should be working on and not have my head stuck in the business. It brings extra skills into the workplace. That's the why. How are you doing it? Through employing somebody. What are you doing as an employer? You're paying them on time. You've got clear rosters. You've got timetables. You've got health and safety in place. You've all of those things that make up the daily running of being an employer. Okay, so we're continuously breaking down things into the what am I doing, how am I doing it, and why. Now, another way of looking at this is quite valuable if you don't like the words why, how, and what, which are a little bit more abstract. You can use, if you looked at somebody like Alistair Campbell's version when he speaks in his book on winners, he calls the why the objective. Okay, so what's your objective? Where are you going? And you would see this very strongly in sports teams, excuse my writing. Then you've got how, and the how in that scenario is the strategy. So my strategy is to be an employer of choice. My strategy is to be an excellent dairy farmer. That's my strategy. I'm going to become a dairy farmer. I'm going to expand in order to have a larger business to provide these things. And then the what are your tactics. Okay. So there's a number of different versions on how you can describe this. But the most important thing is that you as an individual get your head around why. Why do I have employees? To add time to the roster. Am I accounting for the time I have bought? Am I giving my staff sufficient resources in order to be able to allow me to tap into the why of why I have them there in the first place? Okay, it could be, people say to me, will you do some time management training? Well, the why of time management training would be, why are you doing this? Because I don't want to be so stressed anymore. I want to use my resources better, resource distribution. I want to have a quality of life. So there's your why. How are we doing it? Through a time management program. And then the what would be the models and procedures and the various ways that we're going to conduct that training and the information that's involved in that training. So we can break it down we can apply that to many, many things. You would see, let's say an athlete decides that they want to win a national title in something. Why do they want to do that? Because they want the feeling of being successful. They're passionate about the sport and they want to achieve at the highest level in it. How are they going to do it? Their strategy is they're going to pick a sport that they're good at. They're going to join a club that they're good at, and they're going to join a club that is going to help them on that journey. Their strategy is the club they pick, for example, or the sport they pick. And then the what is going to be the ins and outs of training within that sport in order to attain a level that allows them to win the national title. Why are they winning the national title? Because that's something that they are competitive and ambitious about and that they're striving towards. So we can actually break this down. We can actually use this in a number of ways across any aspect of our lives. The greater our alignment in our why, our how and what on all of the things we are doing, the more likely we are to succeed. What's interesting is we will see somebody who has a very clearly defined golden circle, why, how and what, as Simon Sinek would define it, very clearly defined golden circle within one aspect of their life, but they don't transfer that discipline to another aspect of their life. So, for example, an athlete might be very focused on their why, how and what, but not bring it into their workplace when they've retired from their sport. Or it might be that you're really excellent in your dairy business, but you're a little bit scattered or chaotic in other areas of your life. That's because you understand what it is you want to achieve through your business, through your dairy business, but you're not so sure about other aspects of your life. So we've got that ability to clearly, when we can clearly define and articulate our why, how and what in any aspect of our lives, we are more likely to succeed and to attain our long-term goals in that area. So we know from psychology, focusing and moving you forward, having an end goal, having an objective to work towards is really, really powerful to help you to achieve. The better you can define your why, how and what, the easier it is to recognize opportunities to fulfill that why, how and what. So when you know what you're looking for, you spot it when you see it. People who don't know what they're looking for don't recognize opportunities when they come their way. Chance favors the prepared. So the more you understand what it is you're trying to achieve with your business, the higher the likelihood that you will see the opportunities to help you to create that success. So getting your head around your why, as abstract an idea as that might be, the more you can understand where you're coming from, the easier it is not to be distracted by the difficulties that come your way, by the shiny objects that come your way, by all the things that are available to us nowadays to be distracted by. The easier it is to get out of bed in the morning on those dark, bad days when things aren't going well in the dairy industry. And the more likely you are long-term to feel you've achieved what you set out to achieve, and therefore have that feeling of self-worth, self-esteem, and providing a great opportunity for the next generation or for employees to see what you've achieved and to buy into that success story. So getting your head around your why is going to help you with your strategic vision for your business. And we know when you look across all the businesses that you admire and have done well, all of those businesses very clearly knew their why, and they pushed and drove towards that and batted off all the other distractions that might have prevented them from getting there. So that is looking at your golden circle to help you create your strategic vision and direction for your business. Thank you very much.